So here we are at Call of the Wild with Sister Doll. How are you doing, guys?
Good, thanks.
Yeah, good.
How are you? Thanks for having us.
Yeah, no, thank you. Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
So, first time in the UK, yeah?
First time here, yeah.
How are you finding the UK?
Great.
Loving it.
We're
It's
loving
awesome.
it.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Noticing the difference between Australia and the UK, just in regards to rock music in general, because in Australia it's a little stale with rock and roll. So here it's great. You can, especially, we've done a lot of travelling. We've been to the Hastings, we've been to Derby, we've been
Edinburgh.
to Edinburgh. Like
been
just
all
the
over
places
that
you can
place.
travel, and they're all only about 2 hours in between each other. And yeah, you can just reach so many places in a short amount of time. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, Australia's got a great scene. Like, there's so many great bands over there, but it doesn't get the support that it seems to do now. Like festivals like Call of the Wild, like this one today, like you don't see anything like that
For up and coming bands.
Yeah,
Like for up and coming bands.
Yeah.
So it's,
Yeah. What part of Australia are you from?
Melbourne.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the scene there, not that much.
Melbourne's
rock, you
okay,
say?
does all right for rock. We do good.
Yeah,
like,
Brisbane,
we're fine.
Melbourne and Sydney are pretty good, like the East Coast. Adelaide and Perth, they got some good scenes, but they're quite a fair way away, so a lot of bands don't tend to go there anymore just because of the cost of it. Like,
Oh, right, yeah.
You can kind of do a profitable tour on the East Coast because it's all on that same line.
Yeah.
But as soon as you start venturing that way, it can sort of chew into the profits for a lot of the bigger bands now aren't even. They're just coming over like Taylor Swift, for example. She came over and just did Melbourne and Sydney, so it was
All right, yeah.
it's kind of getting that way a little bit in Australia, which is a shame.
Yeah. So I discovered you because you were coming over here. You've actually been playing with one of my favourite bands, Kicking Valentino. How did you enjoy touring with those guys?
They were the best.
They
Absolute
can
best,
party.
yeah.
But yeah, they're
The
down to
nicest
earth, lovely
nicest
dudes.
guys. Yeah.
Yeah, really nice.
Had a
guys.
really good time.
Yeah.
Very giving and very helpful. For
We
us.
became like really good friends now, which is
really
good.
We've got like a group chat on Facebook that we like
Chat
send
to
each other
them,
things in
yeah.
there because it's quite sad actually leaving them. Like we did the first 7 dates with them, and then we obviously did another 6 dates, and then we ended here.
Yeah.
So it was sad when we had to say goodbye to those
We
guys.
were
It
with
was
each other
like-
every day for 7 days straight. It was kind of
Yeah.
sad.
even though we didn't travel together, but seeing each other at the venues each night was
Got to know them real well.
Yeah, because I'm so glad you were here because I was obviously booked in for this festival, so I could get to see you. Because I couldn't see you when you're with Kicking Valentina, but everybody that I know that's seen you on the tour with those two were raving about you. As like,
that's
so
cool.
that was-
Awesome.
That's
that was
awesome
really
to hear.
good. But apart from that, I don't know much about. And I'm afraid I keep dropping the S.
Yeah.
See, my wife here just keeps telling me off. It's Sisters Doll.
Yeah.
So tell us about Sisters Doll. Where does the name come from? And you're all brothers, I understand. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The name came from years ago. Like the band's been gone for a little while, and we were just up one night looking at old band logos, and we come across the Twisted Sister logo and the New York Dolls logo, and we're like, "Oh, they're pretty cool." And then I think I just blurted out, "What about Sisters Doll?" And
Kind of had a ring to it.
it had a ring to it, and everyone like me, Bryce, and Austin at the time were that kind of works. That's cool. And then you get once you're stuck with it then. So it was but yeah, it's got a good ring, and we
Got us this far.
And beyond, hopefully.
Yeah.
So, 4 of you brothers. Is it just you 4, or is there more
That's it.
brothers
Just
out
the,
there?
Just the 4 of us.
just the 4 of us.
Yeah. So, how is it working with your siblings? Because I'm like you. I'm one of 4 brothers.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I've got 3 brothers. I'm not sure I'd be able to work with them. Constantly. So, how does it work? You get on all right, or do you just and then separate and have a chill?
I think because we started the band when we were real young, like I was like 15, you were 13 and whatever, so we've kind of been doing this for such a long amount of time that's...
And touring together at such a young age too. So,
so it's kind of kept us glued together, and we can't think of doing anything else really.
And we know each other's limits, Like, I could piss them off if I wanted to, but why?
We have our moments, we've been sharing one room
Yeah.
We've been bunking in and maybe
on this UK,
couple of
I was going to
travel
say.
lodges.
and we all got sick. Like I'm just getting over it.
You could probably hear it.
Bryce
in
is
the
a
voice.
bit sick, and so when you're sick, you're kind of a little bit more irritable. So,
And I understand, tell me if I'm wrong, but you were on Australia's Got Talent, is that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Got
yeah.
through to the final?
Yeah.
Is that
we did,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't make it the big one.
No.
No, we got
It
to the
was-
grand final
Did
and
you
we
get-
got runners up, but we didn't get
Yeah.
any money.
No.
No.
No
What
money.
was it? Pop Act that beat you a bit?
Yeah, something like that.
Acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Solo artist.
But no, it was a good experience. It was like a bucket list sort of thing to do. So when we because we actually got asked to do it, because I knew a producer that was working on the show. So she said, "You got to do it this year. Kelly Osbourne's on there. It's kind of good story, rock and roll, Black Sabbath." We're like, okay, cool. 'Cause it's all about your story and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
And we kind of thought, oh, we'll get on there maybe once. But then it got to the next episode and we kept getting through. So we're like, oh, we'll just keep milking it to build the profile a little bit.
Yeah.
Does anything follow on from that? Because I know when we've got Britain's Got Talent, then they go on tour. Did you get anything like to do with that?
Nah, it wasn't as popular in Australia for that. It was kind of
Because they'd done Australia's Got Talent for a while, and then I think it stopped for a bit. And then the year we did it was a year they tried to revive it and bring it back on a different channel, on a different station.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was up against, I don't know if you get that, it was like a kitchen
The cooking show.
cooking show.
Master
So
Chef or Master
it was
Chef.
competing against that, so
Those
that
are huge over there.
that got all the
Yeah,
ratings.
Yeah, we get plenty of those stuff.
Yeah.
Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah, all that stuff.
All that kind of stuff. Music-wise, what have you got out? Albums and that?
Yeah, we did. We got 3 albums.
Yeah.
The latest album, Scars, that just come out in January this year, and that's the latest stuff out right now. It's only been out for a few months, and all bands say their latest music is their best stuff, but this really is our best stuff. Just because the past 2 albums were a lot younger. This latest album you can hear the growth in it and stuff with the lyrically and musically.
Yeah.
So that's what's out right now.
And that's out streaming, is it?
It's on Spotify,
Yeah.
streaming
Everywhere.
platforms.
Yeah,
Everywhere.
if you want the physicals, they're on our website as well.
Website.
Yeah. I was going to ask because I'm an old guy, so I love my physical media. Albums mainly, but CDs will do.
Yeah.
Will you ship to the UK?
Yes,
We do, yeah.
Yeah.
We've got vinyl as well. So
We've actually left a pile because we don't have much merch left. We actually sold a fair bit over the tour, so we're actually not taking much back. So we're actually going to leave a pile with the RPM group over here, and they're going to get a store up, so whatever's left over, people can get it, so they don't have to pay the exorbitant
Brilliant.
postage fees.
It's brilliant. Well, I'll keep my eye on that,
Yeah.
and what I'll do is I'll put a link to that in the description. So
Yeah,
if
that'd be
anybody's
cool.
watching this,
Yeah.
that wants it here in the UK,
Yeah.
I'll get a link and I'll be able to do that.
Yeah,
Sweet,
cool.
great.
Cool. So albums, you say your latest one, Scars. You've had that's your 3rd one.
Yep.
Who does the writing? Is it a collaborative thing or is it?
It's collaborative. Lyrically is more so Brennan. He's the
Brennan, yeah.
majority of it. Musically, it's kind of
All 4 of us,
Sager
yeah.
wasn't actually in the band just yet. I mean, he didn't do much of the writing for this album, but the 3 of us, the music and lyrics were mainly Brennan, but we collectively work on it all together.
Yeah, during COVID, when everything got locked down, we were obviously still living together, and we just bought studio equipment, and we just kept demoing, and
Did about 40 songs, and then what you hear on
producer.
Scars is like 12 songs of
12
like from that
Worked on it
40.
with the producer, organised some structures, and did some rearrangements and stuff, and it is what it is now. So, but we're very proud of it.
Yeah,
A lot
really
of work
proud
went
of
into
that
it, and as I said, it's our best music out there today. So,
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard. Can't remember what I've heard of that. But anyway, it'll come to me in a minute. So what other touring you've been done? Been on the Monsters of Rock cruise, I understand.
We
Is
did
that right?
Yeah, that was in
Yeah,
March.
yeah.
We did
That was March.
Yeah. that was-
Whereabouts is that? Is that the one they do in like
That
Florida?
Yeah,
we
Miami,
left
yeah.
from Miami, and where to go to?
Bahamas.
Nassau, Bahamas.
Bahamas, yeah.
That was a wild
5-day
experience.
cruise.
Yeah.
It was great. Good lineup. We had a killer time on that. It was surreal.
Yeah. So probably better weather there and better weather in Australia than we've got here. What do you think to our weather?
It's not too bad.
It's really very
to
similar
Melbourne.
to Melbourne we're from, so it's
Yeah.
very similar. Like how
It was
it's
only
mainly
today.
rain and then the sun comes out, and then it's cloudy. Like you get all the seasons in one day. It just hasn't snowed yet, so
There's time yet.
yeah.
Yeah.
There is time yet.
Yeah.
But I actually didn't pack any shorts, and I thought I could have bought some shorts because it was
You could've,
actually
yeah.
there's a couple of hot days actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you must have brought the weather because it was seasonably unwarm.
On point, yeah.
the time while you're over here.
Yes, that's what we heard, yeah.
Bit like you said this morning, this afternoon, whenever
Yeah.
it was. raining when you're starting to come on.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, no, we all
And you
looked at
brought
each
the
other.
Australian
Yeah.
sunshine.
That was pretty cool. I did notice that. I was like, oh no, it's
That
right.
was
We all looked
planned
at each
too. We
other.
planned that.
Yeah.
And then that was really cool.
It did, and then it knew you were going off because it started
Started
raining.
raining, yeah.
It was a bit like I found the crowd as well. I don't know if you noticed, but we got there first, and there was a few people there, and then when you started playing,
Yeah, it was cool.
did you
no, that
notice?
was
Did you
right,
notice?
like- Yeah, that was nice.
Awesome feeling.
Yeah.
Very wholesome because like we've been here for a long time. It's been like a 3-week tour and a great way to end it, like icing on the cake.
They were saying it's a bit bittersweet when we hit the last chord. It was like,
Emotional, yeah.
oh, now we've got to go home.
Reality hits again.
And when do you go home?
Sunday.
Sunday, yeah.
Yeah, so 2 days, yeah.
Yeah. 2 days. Are you having another 47-hour trip back? 47 hours. to
Not
get
a
in,
bit
isn't it?
less.
We got
I think.
like a 10-hour trip to Shanghai, China. We're there for about an 8-hour layover, and then from there straight back to Melbourne.
So it'll be a bit less, but it's probably 30 hours or something like
It'll
that.
feel dragged out. Yeah, it's a bit.
And then back to reality.
Yes, yeah.
And what's your plans after you get home? Have you got any gigs lined up back home?
We do. We're
or-
a little bit quiet for the when we get back for a few months. We're probably going to do some writing and stuff like that. So maybe start working on the next album. And then in October we're doing an Australian rock cruise that we've done over there before last year. So we got that in October. It's like the Monsters of Rock cruise, but for Australia. So Susie Quattro's on there.
Susie Quattro's a headline and
Baby
Animals.
Animals.
yeah, some Australian bands.
Big Australian acts on there.
Yeah.
So we got that coming up in October, and
We'll probably do some dates around Australia because we've only done Melbourne since the album's been released. So we'll
haven't
probably
done,
do some
haven't
other.
done really an album tour or anything over there yet, so that'll be on the cards too to do
Yeah.
that as well. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. And plans to come back to the UK at all?
100%.
Yeah.
We loved it here. We had a good time. We're already in talks of
Hopefully
something
coming back
coming
next year.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't know. We're just going to decide if we're going to come back in the summer or the winter.
Yeah.
So it'll be one or the other, or maybe both.
It'll be the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, you will do. You won't need your shorts if you come here in the winter.
Winter, yeah.
That's for sure.
I reckon it'd be icy cold.
Is there any other places in the world that you've toured?
Yeah, we'd like to get something to Japan is one we'd like to get to.
on our
We've been told
list,
many
yeah.
times that we should get. The same as we got told for years and years, like we've got to get to UK and Europe and these places, and because it's so strong here, this genre is still kicking on here, and that's what blew us away. Is that even we did like a headline show because unfortunately an artist had to pull out, so we filled in this space for the headline show. They put tickets on sale for like 2 weeks, and we filled the room, and that's kind of unheard of over there. So.
Yeah. But I think some European dates too would be
European
cool.
for sure.
We've seen even the Kick and Valentina dudes after we jumped off. They're like, oh, you should have come to Europe with us. They did
Europe,
Germany and Switzerland.
Switzerland and Sweden and all those places. Like,
So that would
So,
probably be on the cards. The next
that's on
trip
the
we'll probably
cards.
do maybe a week in UK, maybe a week in Europe, and then hopefully try and get on a couple of bigger festivals as well. And
bigger lineups and stuff.
Yeah.
For sure.
So I've talked to bands from the US. Never talked to a band from the Australia.
Oh,
The
cool,
first one,
first
yeah.
one.
Oh,
I've talked
cool.
to, and always for the US bands, I ask how they feel the crowd is different to the US to when they're in the UK.
Yeah.
Is there a difference for Australian crowd to the UK crowd? Do you feel?
Yeah, I'd
Oh,
say
I'd
it's
say,
yeah. We've noticed just the response is like loud. Like people watching, they're very sick. Like, they're really taking it all in, and they kind of just they bob their heads a little bit. And we're kind of like when we first did a couple of shows, we were like, are they enjoying it? Like, I hope they like it. And then once you finish the song, there's a big roar, and it's like, oh, they do like it. Like,
It's like going to watch Kiss or something, even when a big act comes out and you go watch Kiss and you're kind of looking around at people in Australia like, are you getting into it or what? Like,
Yeah, 'cause
they're a
we're
bit
there, like, loving it,
scared
like-
to watch.
yeah.
Oh yeah, we do. We
So
do
it's
like
been a great response.
especially for some of the nights we played on like a Monday or a Tuesday night in some instances. And the response from the crowd has just been amazing. Like
Crazy.
you definitely love your rock and roll over here.
And your merch.
Yeah, Australia is a bit more that tall poppy syndrome they call it, whereas like if like we go out together, say for example, like as mates, and he starts bopping his head, then the person next to you goes, oh, okay, I'll go. That's sort of like the
Even back to the TV shows, Australia is just like, they do everything that happens interstate, I feel like.
And you mentioned the merch as well.
Yes.
I love the merch.
Yeah.
I couldn't get
Yeah.
to see you on your merch stall, but if I'd have
Yeah.
been there,
Yeah.
my wife here, she would have been gone crazy. What have I
Well,
got
it's
with
crazy.
all of my merch?
We brought over a lot of merch from home,
lot.
and we sold out of CDs, so we had to
Yeah.
get the CDs printed, and
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
like mid-tour, and I'm like, and we didn't bring a small amount over, we brought a significant amount over
A
too.
lot,
So
yeah,
it's
it's
a
a
lot.
Vinyls and trying to shove them into our bags and
I think we've sold over like 200 t-shirts, over
Brilliant.
100 CDs.
Which is insane.
Well, more than that, because we bought the three albums. So yeah, we probably sold about 300 CDs. It's insane. Like
very unheard of in Australia, you know,
Yeah.
for a small at the moment rock band, like it's pretty, it's insane. We're blown away, really blown away. That's why we want to get back. So we're going to be back.
Yeah, good. Can't wait for you to be back.
Yeah.
So we talked about possibly coming back. We talked about you got the album Scars out at the moment. Any plans on another album in the future?
definitely, yeah.
We've already got some songs in the pipeline, kind of ready to go that we may release at some point.
Yeah.
As well, we're going, like I said, we'll get back and do some writing, and we definitely want to start the next album. We don't want to leave it. Our last album, the second album, we had a big wait for this album to come out, like a bunch of years. I don't even how many years was it? It was a
Oh,
lot.
it's because of COVID in between. It was about 5 years, 7 years. Or
5 years.
something, yeah.
We don't want to leave it that long again, so we're definitely going to bring something out, whether it's next year or the year after, I don't know, but we're definitely writing. So
Lovely.
yeah.
Lovely. So keep my eye out for that. Keep my eye out for that. Keep my eye out for your touring
Yeah.
here again in the UK.
Definitely.
Just want to ask you something else before I go. Is it a joke or not that you're going to get some little dolls made? Is that right, or was that a joke?
that was a joke. Turned into something real because it started blowing up and everyone was loving it and like we're like, oh,
Thought they
like,
could buy them, and we're like,
Yeah,
no,
how
no.
can we buy these? They're not real.
Maybe one day.
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
did reach out
Yeah.
to some companies.
It's
and-
something even before we did that little thing, it's something we've always thought about because we're inspired by Kiss and how they did their merch, they helped with their action
Yeah.
figures and things like that. And as kids, our dad had all the Kiss memorabilia, so we used to play with the
Still
action
has it.
figures and all the plush toys and things like that. So that's all the stuff we'd love to
That's
sit
our
down
goal.
to get into
Yeah.
eventually. And we love doing merch, and if we can have a pinball machine one day, we'll have a pinball machine. If we can have a coffin one day.
I'm
we'll
going to
have a
say, are you going to do the coffee?
coffin. I won't be buried in it.
Well, like you said, here in the UK, we love our merch, so yeah, get those done for when you
sure.
come over next, and we'll be.
Yeah.
I'll have one. One of each of you. Talking about Kiss, your fans, Doll Army, so that's a Kiss tie-in, isn't it?
We do a little tip our hats to Kiss a lot. They're the reason why we sort of do what we do. The reason why we picked up guitars, and the reason why we want to be on stage and perform like we do with all the stage antics and sort of the in-your-face rock and roll is what they showed us. So we're kind of
Give people a show, get them involved, get the crowd involved the best you can, and it's exactly what who we're
and
inspired by
a
say.
lot of people life can be hard these days. So our message we love to give off and what we like to try and do with our stage show and everything like that in our shows is just come to our 2-hour show and just forget your worries just for just that 2 hours, and then if we can accomplish that, then we're happy.
Because I had someone come up to us today,
Just today,
at the
yeah.
signing tent, and he like shook my hand, he's looking at me real seriously, and I'm like, he goes, I just want to say, your song "Good Day to Be Alive" helped him not like.
All right, really?
He was like that. He
Yeah.
goes, I was in a dark place, but he heard that
Fantastic.
song, and I was
Found
like,
the
wow,
song.
thanks. That's like,
So we're doing something.
so that
right.
was
Makes you feel
a nice tip of the hat to the song and
That
the
certainly
band,
is.
which is really nice.
Yeah, because I love that. That has really got that sentiment. Yeah, I think if anybody was down, listen to that, and it would just bring you back.
We just want people to have fun. It's just life's
Too hard as it is.
Yeah.
Well, since seeing you here at Call of the Wild, guys, I'm definitely in the Doll Army.
Awesome.
And I wish you all the best in the future, and I can't wait for you to get back here in the UK.
Yeah.
But for the time being, thanks very much, Sisters
Thanks,
Doll.
Aaron. Thank you.
Have a great trip home.
Thank
We
you.
will.
Will do.
Thanks so
Thank you.
much.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.